I'd like to go ahead and take this opportunity to just make a few comments about the facility. This is the fourth location in the library system here. The architect on this project was Mr. Henry Chauvin. The general contractor was J.F. Juge Construction Company. The interior designer was Lemoyne Design Associates. The landscape contractor was Mr. Dale Zulke of Zulke Landscaping. The consultant structural engineer was Fergus Engineering, and the mechanical electrical engineers was Castanoff Goodwin. And quite a few of these individuals are here today, and we would like to personally thank them for this beautiful facility. We have a total of 7.5 acres at this site, and the facility is approximately 23,000 square feet under roof. And along with our many traditional services of books, audiovisuals, magazines, newspapers, study rooms, meeting rooms, and nowadays even computers are standard service. The facility also has an activity room at the back of the building, which is designed specifically for our children's programs, for our story times, crafts, those type of things, as well as a quiet reading room, because I'm sure you all are aware of the fact that nowadays libraries just aren't as quiet as they used to be. So we've had a little bit of a reversal now, where we provide a room in the facility that is free of electronic devices. So individuals can go into this quiet reading room to read the magazines, the newspapers, to sit and study, that type of thing. We have some nice comfy cushy chairs in there, as well as some study carrels for individuals who want to do individual studying. We also have this, which has, this meeting room has the ability to break into 2 meeting rooms. We also have 3 study rooms on site where the individuals can book a study room or a meeting room for use. The building is still a work in progress, so please come back to it often, because you'll see as we're adding signage. We're going to do an activity zone, a discovery zone at the back in the children's section. And there are a multitude of features that are still being added to the facility, which do include book drops, so they are coming. So that will be here also. At this time, I would like to take an opportunity to recognize a few people. First of all, I'd like to recognize the Associate Library Director, Laree Myers, and the Assistant Library Director, John Staley, who were very diligent in helping with this process of designing the facility. And the staff, I know, thought that our meetings had gone from meetings to like debates, because this was a long process for us to work through to make sure that we put everything into the building that needed to go into the building. And I'd also like to recognize Anita Young and Vivian Solar for their preparation of the program today, doing the dedication, the refreshments, coordinations, those type of things. The branch librarian for this location is Miss Jennifer Seneca. I'm sure those of you who have frequented the library already have met her. And I would like all staff who are present to please stand at this time, because this is a process that takes, y'all have, I know you're here, stand up. Mimi's back there, Beulah, Stan, Amy, Vivian, and Anita, and several others. I'd like to thank the staff, because this is a long, drawn-out process that takes quite a bit of effort on the part. This started in 1998, and we knew that we needed another location because of the population growth, but we had to wait for the census data to prove to us what we already knew. And that, in fact, happened in 2002 when we received that data. So in 2003, we went out and purchased the land, and in 2005, the council worked with us to bond out for library projects. And we started this facility in 2008. And we started the Gonzales facilities expansion in 2009. That is presently under progress. So the staff are not out of the woods. They're still going through this process. And as anyone who has gone into the Gonzales location lately can attest to, because we're kind of just pushing everything in so that we can expand that facility. But the staff have been great about that. I'd also like this opportunity to recognize some library directors who are here. Mr. Randy DeSoto is here from St. John the Baptist Parish. Miss Mary DeBoards is here from St. Charles Parish Library. I'd also like to recognize Patricia Husband, the Assistant Director from East Baton Rouge Parish Library. I believe Vicki Nesting I saw, as well as Vicki is with St. Charles Parish Library. Giovanni Tarov with Livingston Parish Library. I'd also like to recognize the Associate State Librarian who's here, Miss Dorothy White. And also, I believe Miss Melanie Sims is here, who is the current president of the Louisiana Library Association. And other individuals who are present in the audience that I'd like to recognize, Ms. Audrey Boudreau, who is the Executive Director of Volunteer Ascension, and Mr. Harold Allison, who is the current president of SCORE. And at this time, too, I would also like to recognize Ms. Erlene Decato, the former library director, who really helped me. Ms. Decato is responsible for the first 3 facilities in Ascension Parish and has really did a lot to help me in learning what to do, and also to, as the directors who are here can attest, life is so much easier when you are handed a library system in excellent condition. And that doesn't always happen, and I was able to benefit from Ms. Decato's years of service here. So also I'd like to recognize Ms. Claire Schmidt, who was the owner of this land and who graciously sold it to us so that we could build this facility. So at this time, I would like to go ahead and turn the program over to our current Chairman of the Library Board, Mr. LaThought Delaney. Thank you.
Good morning. I have fond memories of growing up in Smoke Bend, just north of Donaldsonville, during the summer vacations, waiting for the yellow bookmobile. I know all y'all know about the yellow bookmobile, to visit our area so we can check out books. That was back in the mid-1960s. And look at our Ascension Parish library system now. We've had the opportunity to move forward, and now we're dedicating a 4th branch in Dutchtown. As y'all can recall, the sign had been out there for a while, before we got a chance to actually put up the facility. And while I was doing that, the new branch was built and opened without any new taxes. That's something that y'all should be very appreciative also. And by doing that, I applaud the administrative staff and also the Ascension Parish Council for working together to come up with an intergovernment agreement that allowed this to be completed through a bond issue. When you look at it, you say, well, golly, but I like to say where there's a will, there's a way. And it's good when you can see entities work together like that. And so right now we're really pleased and proud to be able to serve the patrons here in Dutchtown. This new facility, as it was stated earlier, it has 20,000 plus square footage of libraries, and also our current patronage usage is right at 31,000 patrons, and that's good for a library system of this size. And by having that, we offered our patrons a website. We offered a very informative newsletter that comes out monthly, and also numerous books and a book club. The Ascension Parish Library System is in its 50th year of service, and we're looking forward for many more years, but because we realize that where there's knowledge, there's power, and we would like to encourage our patrons to continue to read, because nowadays we have a whole lot of other technologies that's out there, but you can't cuddle up to a book. It's nothing like a book, you know. So on the behalf of the Library Board of Control, I would like to thank the architects, contractors, the staff for a job well done. And also we would like to thank our parish officials and members of the general public for your attendance. I hope you enjoy the program and the tour of the library, and have a blessed day. I would like to recognize our library board members. Would you please stand? Miss Sandy Scallon, she's the vice chairman. Mr. Cornell Bourgeois, he's the parliamentarian. We have Mr. Bob Metz, he's a member. And we have our newest member, Miss Kathy Robinson. She took Mr. James Aberdee. His name is on the plaque, and we lost Mr. Aberdee in August of 2009. We'd like to recognize politicians and former board members. We have Mr. Marcus Boudreau. He was one of the original board members. Would you please stand? He was a police juror member, and he was instrumental in getting the library system started in Ascension Parish. That was back in 1960. And I understand that Mr. Boudreau rented a small white house on Burnside, you know, that served as the first Gonzales location. So we are very appreciative to you, sir. Thank you very much. We have Mr. Chris Lohr is the parish councilman for District 11, and we have Mr. George Valentine. He is the parish councilman for District 8. We had a lot of our other parish elected officials, they send their regrets because they had to go to, they had previous commitments, so they're out of town. But we thank these guys for coming in and sharing in with us. Also, we will have remarks by Miss Rebecca Hamilton, which is our state librarian, and we have with us also Deacon Claude H. Bourgeois. He will be doing the benediction. Before the ribbon cutting, we'd appreciate that everybody join us out in the vestibule for the official cutting. And also, we would like to thank the Ascension Chamber of Commerce for donating the ribbons, the scissors, and the bowl for that. And after that, we will, after the ribbon cutting, you know, we just would like you to enjoy looking around the facility and take advantage of a behind-the-scene tour. But Mr. Lohr, Mr. Valentine, and Ms. Rebecca Hamilton will make remarks. So the program was printed, and I apologize for not following the program, but I get carried away. And so we just thank y'all for coming.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to come say a few words to you all today. I want to offer my congratulations as well from Ms. Claire, who donated the land, got the ball rolling all the way up to the library board. I feel has done a fantastic job of kind of planning ahead and trying to meet the growing needs of this expanding parish. You know, walking through earlier, all I could think about was the fact that the library is really a fountain of knowledge, and I hope that a lot of people of all ages will come and drink and learn from it. I consider myself, on a personal note, a pretty avid reader, and I'm fortunate enough to remember specific books that have really made an impact on my life and really fundamentally changed the way I approach things and view things and really alter my life. So that's really my hope, that people of all ages will come here and experience that and maybe check out a book that will really, you know, change them for the better. So again, just congratulations to everybody involved with this project on a job well done and a fabulous facility. Thank you.
Good morning. What an honor. What an honor indeed to be here today to open up and dedicate this beautiful facility, a facility that we have waited for a long time. There are several comments about the sign being up a while. It's been up a while. Bless her heart, my mother-in-law, who lives across the street, who has lived across the street for many years, passed away a couple of years ago. Never let me forget that. Probably every Sunday she fed me. When is that thing going to be built? But unfortunately, she didn't get to see it, but a lot of her grandchildren, great-grandchildren will be able to come and drink from that fountain of knowledge as Councilman Lord talked about. And it's a beautiful facility. Mr. Chauvin did an excellent job. His facilities throughout this parish are no Taj Mahals, but they are so workable and laid out in such a way that that people can utilize every area. And he does a magnificent job, Mr. Chauvin. We appreciate the effort you put into this facility. As we talk about the library, I had a lot of experiences this week. Have celebrated my 39th wedding anniversary with my wonderful wife. I had my number 10th grandchild on Wednesday, and that's why my grandchildren are not here. When we broke ground here, I had my grandchildren here. And my daughter, who lives here, she had number 5 this week, a son. But my oldest daughter, Jody, who is an English teacher, taught at East Ascension for a while, she wanted to be here so badly. In fact, when we had this dedication set up in January, she was going to be here. And but what she related to me was a section in your bulletin that you send out where they were asking people to send in reflections or experiences that they had for the library. And the one she shared with me to share with you this morning was the fact that Miss Isabel, her grandmother, in the summertime, the bookmobile, as Mr. Lawton talked about, would come to the corner of 73 and 74. And Miss Isabel would grab both of my daughters by each hand and take them to the bookmobile, and they never forgot that experience. And now we don't have to worry about the bookmobile coming to Dutchtown. It is a part of this community, which this community is about family. This community of Dutchtown has always been about education. Myself, unfortunately, was raised in Galvez, and that was a different situation. People in Gonzales were always thought of as being fun-loving. People in Santa Monica were hard-working. People in Galvez didn't have shoes and didn't read, okay? It's changed totally. People in Dutchtown always was education-minded, and that was for the forefront. Their families were geared around education. And this is the culmination of a lot of hopes and dreams of a lot of people in this parish. in this community. And this library will be a focal point just as the high school and everything else in this area. And I am just so pleased that the library board, and working in cooperation with the council, was able to do this without raising taxes, giving another service to the people of Ascension Parish in these hard economic times. Very, very difficult, and I applaud you guys for that. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Ms. Angel.
Good morning. My name is Rebecca Hamilton. I have the great honor of being the state librarian for Louisiana. I bring greetings to you today from the Office of the Lieutenant Governor and the State Library, and I thank Angel for asking me to be a part of this. I too, Mr. Delaney, waited for that bookmobile in my hometown. And in fact, my first job was driving the bookmobile for West Baton Rouge Parish Library, and I've never done anything else. I've been a librarian my whole life, 20-something years, so, and it's a great honor to be a librarian. I'm so proud of the work of this library board, the director and the staff, and this community who have given their support to this library over the years. As Ascension Parish has experienced growth and change, so has the library. This library is truly a cutting-edge, dynamic library. Established in 1960, they celebrate their 50th anniversary this year. In fact, in our historic files, we keep historic files of every parish in Louisiana. We have what's called a demonstration report from when the library was first started. And in September 1961, it was written by Vivian Cazayoux. She said, "From the beginning, the library was met with an enthusiastic reception." That was written in 1961. And this support has continued today. This is an important event, and we should all reflect on how lucky we are. This library, like all libraries, are a symbol of our nation's strength and our own convictions to persevere even during hard economic times, and making sure library services are available to everybody. I like to say, and we say at the State Library, that libraries are great equalizers. We level the playing field for all of our citizens, especially our children, regardless of their means, so that everybody has the opportunity for success. You are fortunate in this parish to have leaders like Angel. We see her as a library leader in this profession. Parish President Tommy Martinez, this board, the councilmen that are here today, but also the citizens of the parish. Looking around and seeing standing room only in this room means that this library has support from the community, and that means everything in the world. Citizens started libraries in this state, and they support them, and they're the reason for their success. So I congratulate you, and I thank you for letting me be a part of it, Angel.
We're going to do a few photos before we actually cut the ribbon. So those of you who want to snap one before it's cut. And with the official scissors on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce for Ascension Parish, we're going to be doing our official dedication and cutting the ribbon for the opening of the Dutchtown branch of the Ascension Parish Library. 1, 2, 3.
Well, before, the people in Dutchtown had to either go to the Galvez location or to the Gonzales location to get library services. This will be a lot closer for them. It'll provide wonderful services that for the area, and we've seen a lot of people who haven't been to the other libraries actually come here for the first time and get a library card, and are really amazed at the library and are very happy that we're here.
What I would like to encourage the community and everybody that lives in the surrounding areas is to come by and see this facility. As you enter the door, you will be amazed at how large the facility is. From the road, the way that is situated on the property, it doesn't really do justice. But when you open the doors, and you'll see this vast floor of books and technology that's here, you will be certainly amazed. So I encourage everyone in the Dutchtown community, Prairieville, and surrounding areas to visit the Dutchtown Library.